Uncle.
Hey, how are you doing? Ivana said you might be coming in. How's it going?
What are these?
Oh, books. Books out of print since you've been born.
Tell me about it, Uncle.
Randy, you're not ready for that.
Come on, tell me.
Randy, I'm telling you, you're not ready for that.
What are you so uptight about? It's your book.
I'm looking at 40 years right there.
Come on, tell me.
It's more than a psychology or a philosophy or being spiritual.
This Messiah fellow? How did you get the title?
We all want to have a big, strong friend, don't we? The title, it just came to me one day.
Now, how is this the first time I'm hearing of it?
You know, when something is a help, it's a help. And the pieces of the self came to fit together for me. And once they came to fit together, I moved on. And a book is a book. It's not your life.
That's it?
You know, Brandy, you know, when you're serious, really serious, and you really want to know about this stuff, I'll talk to you about it, okay?
Did it seem meant to be?
Did it seem meant to be? Oh boy, did it seem meant to be. Isn't that cute? Way back then, we're talking way back then, I met an older Japanese lady. Her name was Flora. She lived on Pensacola Street, and every time I come visit her, we'd meditate. She sat on this sofa. It's like, you know, a regular kind of couch. And there would be a group of people around, and we transcended the spirit, and mind, and body, into a self full of God. And every time, I said something, and she picked up on it, and my ego got in the way. She scolded me.
So you wrote.
And I wrote. And you know, sometimes our ego tells us what's right and what's true. And sometimes it gets in the way of our mind and our heart and our spirit. And you gain an extra sense. You gain an extra sense to what you hear and you see.
What did you come to see?
People are not that complicated.
First it was getting through high school, then getting past Mr. Right.
Listen, when you're ready, we'll talk.
And now I'm letting my ego get in the way?
Okay, later.
But my ego is who I am.
Put it aside for a while.
So what did you come to see?
People are not that complicated. Everybody wants to think that life is easy. Obviously, most don't. And what I came to see is that people form an inner conviction. I came to see that this inner conviction is the core part of people's psyche. And how they act, how they appear, all manifests, all grows out of this inner perception.
That only you can hear? Why didn't you make a business out of it?
Anybody can hear. Anybody can tune in. We're all too busy. And just because you can hear and tune in doesn't mean you can change anybody.
What did you want people to take away from this book?
Ultimately what I wanted was for people to transcend the pain of their egos into a higher purpose, into serving.
Were you successful?
You know, only Jesus could be Jesus. And he had to remain solid and intense and meditate through all that he endured in this crazy mixed up world.
Do you mind?
Sure, go ahead.
But seriously though, you didn't think you were successful?
Yeah, I was successful. If you count continually getting better at what you do as being successful, yeah, I'm a successful guy. If you count being Abe Lincoln as being successful, I'm not.
I can understand people being protective of the Lord, making $1 off of a life that someone else lived and paid so dearly, I know.
I understand. That's very deep, and I understand what you mean. And I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. And along the way, you need to offer your works. You just need to offer your works. And if you continually offer different types of works, you find yourself serving. And it's the serving that keeps you on your correct path. And that is success.
What's this on page 20? I don't remember Jesus talking about any inner convictions.
On page 20. I thought I told you that I made my interpretations of Jesus through my meditations with Florida. It's an add-on to a truth that I interpreted to try to make it easier for people to understand. I didn't try to change anything. You understand me?
We meditated and put our crazy world on the sidelines.
Serving your purposes is more real than following the headlines of people who have failed.
What's an inner conviction anyway?
An inner conviction is your signature belief. What you are, who you are.
For example?
Okay. What do you think? When this little mantra that's carrying on resonates within yourself, it becomes who you are, where you are at right now, for better or worse.
I am always asking that. How do you know?
Just listen. Just get your ego out of your way. Just center yourself and listen. Some people think it's a bitch. Life is a bitch. And this inner conviction resonates within themselves, under their breath, sometimes plain and clear. You know, you've met people like this. It's no secret. And it takes an inspirational experience, a real movement of the Spirit to change this inner conviction that guides our spirit and our inner voice.
So it is not I think, therefore I am, but rather I am a teacher, or a queen, or a bitch, or life just sucks.
That's right. Your inner conviction is where you are at right now.
And where were you at the time?
It is interesting. It just resonated within myself. I found it later on. Not in the beginning of the writing. No. We're all people of all walks of life. Writers were just all too busy.
And now?
And now I don't listen that much. I listen as much as I have to.
Perhaps it was a gift.
Perhaps it was a gift, and perhaps I didn't use my gift. It wouldn't be the first time.
Uncle, God.
I offered my works. And if it worked for me, it will work for you.
And you turn it on when it suits your needs.
I'm just a person.
So how do I get there?
Okay, you're serious. I really believe you're serious. Will you meditate with me?
Yeah.
Okay, let's meditate. Let's just give power to God. Let's just meditate. Don't try to say your inner voice. Don't try to say it. Just hear it. Listen. Don't be so busy with all your thoughts about what you're going to be doing later. Don't try to impress anybody with what you're going to say. Totally bring your spirit. Bring your spirit in toward your inner voice so you can hear it. You need to move with your spirit past your ego. Bring your spirit towards your inner being. Relax your body. And we're going to find this universal oneness with our inner being, with our spirit, with our relaxed body. And we're going to give power to God. We're just going to listen. Listen. Meditate. Transcend. Transcend. You must bring your spirit past your ego to hear your inner voice. Meditate and focus. Focus on just being. You're focusing on being. And listen. Listen intently, quietly, in the stillness. Listen quietly.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
You're like so 180. I like it. How can I have a mantra I don't even know about?
Believe me, it's there. And it's what makes us defensive. It's what makes us, motivates us. It's what makes us reluctant. It's how God sees us. It's what sets the angle and the perception, the axis, the very axis of our perception of how we perceive the world.
Well, according to you, I'm not very convinced about anything.
Anyway, it's not all about reading psyches. It's not all about reading psyches. It's about how we can make our will to serve stronger.
Okay.
And anyway, what I'm trying to tell you, and what I tried to do in my interpretations of Jesus, was to try to fill my sense of spirit, my spirit, with a sense of knowing. And at that time I was poor, and it lessened my own sense of being poor. Yeah.
How poor were you?
I was poor. I was suitcase poor.
Really?
Yeah, really. We're talking suitcase poor. Suitcase poor. So, where there's a will, there's a way. And there's also a way that teaches us how to take our will. Yeah?
It's almost like I understand you, Uncle. What about this diagram on page 43?
Think of Jesus walking upon the sea. Heaviness burns the heart of the one who walks. Serving emotions are lighter than egotistical emotions.
Okay.
Take a listen from the Bible. When you're sure, don't look back.
I understand what you're trying to say with these diagrams, but if
I maybe, you're trying to tell me that my diagram sucked?
I never said that.
I thank you for the conversation, Randy. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.